The Scaled Agile Framework, or SAFe, is a template for scaling Agile principles and tools to large organizations. My name is Inbar, and I'm a SAFe program consultant and an avid martial arts practitioner. I work at Agile Sparks, one of the leading Agile consultancy firms in the world. I've worked with many enterprises, such as Intel, Woolworth, Amdocs, Cisco, and Deutsche Börse, to build agility over the years. And in this video, I will explain what SAFe is and how it works. SAFe is a framework meant to cover the entire organization. It operates on 3 levels: portfolio management, program, and team. The team level works very much like standard Scrum. The teams can also work in Kanban or Scrumban. At this level, we have a cross-functional team which includes developers and testers that work together daily to deliver working software every 2 weeks, which is called an iteration. The content for the iteration is determined by a product owner who is in charge of the team backlog, which is an ordered list of requirements called user stories. The iteration starts with a planning meeting where the team decides what user stories they can deliver by the end of the time box. Each day, the team meets to discuss their progress. At the end of the iteration, they demo the result to the product owner to make sure they had delivered what she wanted. Then they get together to retrospect and to decide what they can improve for the next iteration, before starting the cycle again with a new planning meeting. All of this is guided by a Scrum Master, who makes sure the team works smoothly within the process and coaches it to keep improving. At the program level, we have a larger team comprised of multiple Agile teams, working to deliver something bigger together. The size of the group can range from 50 to 125 people. We call this an Agile Release Train. This train will also time-box its effort into PIs, or program increments, which are 5 iterations by default, but this length can be adjusted. Teams plan on this common cadence, but they release whenever the market demands. The reason we call this a train is this cadence. Imagine you're flying from New York to London. You will need to book the plane tickets well in advance, verify the time, and reserve a seat. In contrast, when you take the subway, you don't plan ahead, you just go and catch the train. Why? Well, because trains are so frequent and arrive at constant intervals, we know that if we missed one train, we'll just board the next one. The same is true of the Agile Release Train, or ART. Because it is constant and relatively short, it is easy to explain to stakeholders why things that didn't make it into this train will just wait for the next one. All stakeholder needs are managed by the train's product manager. She determines the content for each PI by managing the changing priorities in the program backlog. This backlog contains a set of features which are bigger services the user needs and will drive much of the content for the team backlogs. The train is guided by a release train engineer who acts as the train's Scrum Master. He's the program manager for the train, ensuring it runs smoothly and remains on the track. One of SAFe's core values is alignment to a common mission. To achieve this, we have 3 major tools in SAFe: release planning, Scrum of Scrum meeting, and the system demo. Each PI starts with a release planning meeting in which all the people on the train, all members of the teams, get together to hear the vision and roadmap and the current business goals. Each team then breaks out to plan what they can do in this PI while communicating with other teams on the train with whom they need to collaborate. Teams use this meeting to build alignment around what they are building, as well as to identify and help manage the dependencies and risks they will need to handle. The team's commitment is to their portion of the train's objectives and not to the specific items on their team backlog. To make sure the train stays headed in the right direction, the release train engineer and Scrum Masters meet twice weekly in front of the program backlog, where they discuss the progress of the train with regards to the objectives, risks, and dependencies that they have identified. Finally, the teams demonstrate the integrated solution at the end of every iteration in a system demo. They are assisted by a system team, which helps with integration and configuration management. This demo ensures that the whole train is progressing together and to make sure that the system is sprinting and not just the teams. We said each PI is 5 iterations long, but we've only planned 4 iterations. At the end of each PI, we have a special iteration called an IP iteration. IP stands for Innovation and Planning. We use this iteration to buffer train time to handle some unexpected things we might find on the tracks, but still get to our station on time. The innovation part is the time for teams to engage in the creative process. It's time for learning, coming up with cool new ideas, design, shippy days, or hackathons. Finally, the teams demo their accomplishment for the full PI and reserve some time for the train maintenance by running an inspect and adapt workshop where they decide how they can improve their collaboration and results in the next PI. Then they plan the next increment. The last thing to note at this level is the architectural runway. Since we want trains to run as fast as they can, we need to provide adequate architecture and infrastructure. Each PI serves as the time to lay down the tracks for what the teams will need in order to achieve their goals in the following PI. These items will become architectural features, spikes, and new user stories. This process is facilitated by the train's system architect.
The portfolio level in SAFe is different yet the same. It is built up of one or several value streams, each one delivering solutions to the market. Each value stream, in turn, is built of one or several arts, depending on its size. If a value stream is built of more than 125 people, it will need to be split into several arts, working together. Strategic theme connects the program portfolio vision to the business strategy of the organization. There are a set of objectives derived from the organization input and influencing the decisions of the organization portfolio on budgets and portfolio epics, and ultimately the vision and roadmaps of the arts in the portfolio. Budgets in SAFe environment create a much more agile way of handling budgets than the traditional project cost accounting. Most of the budget is used to fund arts directly, with the art product manager deciding on the program backlog as dictated by the strategic themes. A part of the budget is reserved to fund cross-art initiatives via the portfolio backlog.
To ensure visibility and cohesiveness, we use a Kanban system to limit the amount of portfolio-level initiatives to those that are doable and make sure all trains are focused on finishing the existing initiatives together before starting new ones. So this was a quick tour of what SAFe is and how it works. It is important to note that SAFe is a template for starting the Agile implementation, and the organization will likely need to customize it to their situation. But it does provide a clear path of how to start scaling Agile beyond the teams. SAFe presents a mindset change for the enterprise, and in order to embrace it, we need managers to assume the leadership role in this change. They should be the ones leading the change, embracing the new mindset, and helping their people by training them, coaching them, and providing them with motivation and the right environment that will create success. While SAFe doesn't guarantee a successful Agile journey, there are two things you can do that will increase the chance of it going in the right direction. First, you need to train everybody on all three levels on lean and agile principles. Agile represents a shift in mindset and practices for managers and developer teams alike, and so it is important that everybody is aligned to the new way of working. Second, you need to launch release trains to get the new Agile program started off on the right track. If you want to learn more about SAFe, check out the big picture at www.scaledagileFramework.com or come to one of our courses on leading the organization using SAFe. Our list of courses can be found at www.agilesparks.com, or you can ask any questions you might have directly by visiting my blog at leansamurai.com. Thank you very much for your time.